Hi everyone. So before I actually go off to sleep, I just want to actually just make this really quick video because I actually just started thinking about this. You know that I told, I mean I don't always like to do that kind of stuff where I share with people, even if they are friends about like or new acquaintances about some lot of stuff that I've gone through with PTSD. But sometimes the thing is this: there's a lot of this benefit, okay, as much as we are careful about who we share with. Okay, the benefit is basically about the benefit of actually sharing our PTSD experiences, when we know that someone is actually more or less at least accepting towards it, and they are not going to just judge us negatively, or put forth any kind of disparaging or gaslighting remarks. So these people who can accept and listen even if they haven't really understood everything, these are rare, okay. And you'll find that eventually that somehow that the thing is this: you won't be able to find that many of these such people who can actually listen, or at least hear you and say, oh, okay, this you can tell they can tell you, what, I don't have never gone through this, but I can understand where you're coming from. This is really a rare group of people, okay, a really rare group of people. And so in most cases, you have to be very we have to be very thankful. But why do I say that there's something, this benefit of sharing? Because it's also cathartic, okay. It's cathartic in that we release our fear and loathing. Okay, one thing about being a so-called survivor, I mean I don't love to use the word victim, because victim implies that you're still pretty much not in a healed state. You're not recovering anyway, you're not making efforts towards healing, you're just saying, blaming other people. But when we move out of victim position to actually take responsibility, we become survivors. We realize that we are responsible for our own healing, okay. That pointing the finger at someone else, even the aggressor, the abuser, is not going to change anything, until we make the first move to recover ourselves, to seek help. So yeah, that's why I actually love to use the word, I prefer using the word actually survivor, and hopefully even thriver, okay, instead of victim. And the thing is this: I just want to make this video and to center it on the idea of the toll that narcissistic abuse and narcissistic abuse recovery actually take on you, okay. It's not just the abuse itself, but it's even the recovery process, okay. So I understand that there's a lot of this whole thing, the stigma about sharing it, as I said. And the stigma of sharing makes us feel very reluctant to talk about everything. The whole idea, especially coming from this society, from a guy, we have this idea that men are not supposed to share about being the victims of abuse or grooming or any kind of things, such as as SA or ASSAULT, okay. And the thing is that a lot of it is, it's just an ingrained mindset, because when, for example, Terry Crews, yeah, Terry Crews, the that the guy, the big muscular black guy, came forth to talk about how he was being essayed despite his size and everything. There were people who just laugh it off, and they gaslighted him and denied it. But we know that he did go through it, okay. And the thing is this: just want to say over and over again, there is a lot of this whole thing with being the so-called solitary wounded healer. I mean, the thing is that all of us, we are in a way, we are in all this, all of us are in this together as like wounded empaths. And I noticed that as well, that a lot of us have been in this situation where we were, or we are still in professions which are caring professions. Like, we could be teachers, educators, people in healthcare, uh, even some of us in mental health care, of all things, ironically, when it's supposed not to happen to us. And yeah, we are always in carer professions. And that actually this happened, okay. to us. I mean, it's a very sad thing, and it's not something that I think we want. But at the same time, you know what I think about it? One friend of mine used to tell me, because he's very much into astrology, and I asked him about this trope or motif of the wounded healer, Chiron, Chiron. Okay, Chiron is like I think a centaur. Yeah, he was wounded with some very almost debilitating wound that almost killed him, but he recovered. But he wasn't fully healed. Okay, so and he became an archetype of wounded healers because he was also a doctor, or at least in the ancient mythology of Greek culture. And so this whole thing about the wounded healer, okay, it exemplifies a lot of what we have gone through as abuse victims, survivors of narcissistic abuse. And I know that there's a lot of shame that surrounds that whole thing about telling a story, because firstly, especially even for men, whether it's from a female or another male or family or whoever is the one causing that kind of abuse, there's always this shame. Okay, because some women love to mock at us men, saying no one will believe you, you're lying, or you're exaggerating, or you deserve it anyway, like some of these radical feminists, they do that. Okay, but when we go back to the whole idea of the wounded healer, okay, the wounded healer is the one who actually seeks to actually heal other people even despite having his own wounds that he's trying to recover from. Okay, and that very much actually encapsulates what we are going through as empaths. Okay, or empathetic neurotypical people recovering from PTSD trauma. Okay, that is the true wounded healer, not the one who points fingers at other people, keep on spewing venom, blaming other people. That is no different from a narcissist. Okay, and there are alleged experts right on the internet doing that right now. Okay, and they make false accusations against other people. Okay, but why am I saying this? I'm talking about this. I say that there's a lot of toll on our mental health, our recovery, when we even try to recover. And I can't realize that myself because I've been starting on this work, this new job, and there's the ironic things. I always talk about this to some of my friends. Although I'm teaching something on Arthurian literature, like medieval literature, which is actually my field of specialization, which I'm actually very confident in. I do enjoy teaching it, but at times I actually jokingly said to some students, I don't think they knew what is going on. I said, oh, you know what? This is like when I teach about love and Arthurian romance and chivalry. It's a way of working through my own PTSD. One of my students, is that what kind of PTSD does Professor Kevin have? But the thing is this: it's not just that simple, and you realize that of course not everyone actually understands it. They think you're just joking, yeah. But maybe it's all fine anyway, because I think my students are really good students, and even for the ones who are not so good in their writing, they are trying their best, to actually proof of their work and everything. So far I have actually come across some very good papers, but I also come across some papers which are not so good, or which need a lot of work actually. But otherwise, I think that on the whole, I'm just exploring this whole idea and realizing, ultimately for us, we need to get better. Okay, getting better means that we actually learn to recognize that toll on us, and then realize on just to accept that, and then the truth is this: we can't expect miracles and to like and everything, but we'll get better. Okay, and of course, one thing is this: if we ever encounter someone who does not understand it, there's no need to try to explain to them, because it's not going to necessarily make them change. Okay, some people just don't have much of that empathy, and even if they do have it, they can't wrap their minds around it that there are people out there who are really that evil. Okay, They think it's just a case of, oh, you know what, karma will go after all these people. No, actually, the world is a way more darker, unfortunately. And yeah, I given up on trying to bother with some people, especially when I knew that they are not never on my side, or even if they are not on my side, at times they love to just misread me, and I don't have any more patience for that kind of behavior. Okay, the toll is that this is a very, it's a very common thing that we feel that we are isolated once we get out of a narcissistic relationship, once we are discarded, or even over the years when we recover, we realize, we start changing for the better, obviously. We start learning how to enforce boundaries, but people that we enforce boundaries with also do not like us doing that, because they think that they're entitled to certain things. They think that they are entitled to access to us when we don't want it. Okay, we don't want to give them unlimited access. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's just this for now. Okay, and yeah, I just want to just get it out there. You know what, no one has the absolute right of unlimited access to us, to you. Okay, if you don't want to give it to them, and so I don't give it to them anyway, because not everyone deserves it. Okay, anyway, that's it for now, and yeah, have a good one, everyone. Okay, bye bye.